Oh shit. The world's number one independent podcast company is back with another fun-filled episode of Black Opinions Matter, motherfucker. My name is Amin Al-Hassan. I'm joined as always by Big Jerv and Black Trey. As always, Rob Lopez is our producer. And today, guys, we got a lot of different directions to go in. We got another anniversary for a classic album. We've got the Paul family back in the boxing ring. We'll get to that in a second. And the return of Power. Power came back, or Power Book 2, or whatever you want to call it. It's back anyway. And so we're going to be back to watching it and critiquing. But we're going to start with a great interview that came out last day, a couple of days ago, between Fat Joe and Beanie Sigel. Fat Joe, if you don't know, has been doing these kind of Instagram lives where he gets one of the classic entertainers on, talks to them, asks a lot of great questions. I've said this often. Fat Joe is not only is he a great interviewer, but he's one of the most interesting people, and he's a great storyteller. It's one of those things. Him and Snoop, I think, is really interesting. How they've been able to pivot in their lives to be like from a great artist to being on the other side and asking questions and all that. I watched this on the recommendation of Jerv and Waz, and I'm going to be honest, Jerv, don't be mad at me. Fairly boring. Fairly boring interview. It had its moments, but 52 minutes. Let me tell y'all right now, don't rush to watch this. Wait for like a Cliff Notes version to come out.
Now, see that you guys are just being extremely you're being disrespectful to a legend, man. He deserved that hour, and he's one of the artists that does not get his flowers. He's got all types of stuff going on, and there's been stories about this and about that and yada yada yada. But at the same time,
they're coming to get you, Jerv.
I'll piggyback off what Jerv said, man. So Jerv, for the past couple months since Fat Joe's been doing his interviews on Instagram, had been really speaking up highly on Fat Joe's interview skills. And I personally am not crazy about long-winded interviews, but also Fat Joe in that lane. And I will say, like you said, yeah, I mean, I don't think that his delivery is wrong, and like he's very knowledgeable, and he's probably one of the most accurate storytellers. But just to consume him for such a long period of time is kind of testy for me, and I tend to get impatient. I mean, there's other podcasts that I enjoy, like Joe Budden's, Noriega, all the different shows, even Lil Wayne's. At that particular time, they were so lengthy that you have to like basically block it off and watch it in particular section. Anything past 45 minutes, I lose interest.
Oh, 45 might be too much for me. Like if you're going to give me 45 minutes, it got to be banger after banger after banger of stories, like great stories. And what's cool about, I think the ones who are really good at it, Fat Joe, Snoop, Nori, is that they were universally loved everywhere. And because of that, they got to travel everywhere with a cosign, and that allowed them to experience so many things, have so many great stories of their own that, it makes them a good interviewer. It's the same thing with Mike Tyson and his podcast. Only Mike, it's not that everyone loved him everywhere, it's that everybody afraid of Mike.
Exactly. His guests, he always punks them. But I mean, it's great content because you laugh at it and you look at it in that situation.
Yep. So I guess my point is, Jerv, it's not that Beans doesn't deserve his just due or us to appreciate. There was a bunch of stories in there that I really liked and enjoyed. It's just, if you're going to give me an hour with him, I got to be either rolling, laughing, crying, laughing, or like, no way. Like, I got to give me stories like that. And a lot of it was just, so for instance, the story of him being in prison and Feel It in the Air video dropped while he's in prison. He didn't know. He thought it was going to drop after he left jail. And he's sitting in the day room, and he said everybody's sitting there, and they all turned around and looked right at him. Like, that's a funny-ass story, and it's a funny visual. But like, same thing with
yeah,
the story
it's
about
instant gratification right then and there, because normally you say, okay, when the streets hear this, they're gonna go crazy. It was live, he said. You know, he's sitting there and he's just watching TV like everybody else. And this video comes on and everybody's like, well, damn, he kind of predicted this. And also, he's sitting there like, they prematurely released my album and the video. It was supposed to be, I remember the BET show where he was going to trial and Dame was with him and all this other stuff. And they was doing a countdown. But I don't think he had any clue that his album would roll out like that in 2005. So
no, he had no clue. He had no, because he said he had enough mixtape material to last, so that they could keep the buzz. And then when he came out, the album would drop.
I know y'all remember that mixtape. Like that mixtape was crazy.
I don't remember the mixtape, but I do remember living in Houston at the time and buying the Becoming. I was just gonna buy it off the strength because I was a Beanie Sigel fan. But I also
that was the third album, right?
That's the third album.
Right? Okay.
And that was the one, like, honestly, like, damn, Beans is going to jail, because most artists, when they go to jail, they don't come home hot or able to, you know, be able to put out the same fire that he had. And obviously his other albums were personal classics, very raw. Not numbers wise, but if you could put it on, it's still timeless to this day. So having those, you know, Bread and Butter, Feel It in the Air, you can go down the line of those different type of tracks that he had. And he even had a song with Mariah and Snoop, which showed his range, which was probably one of his most commercial releases to me, because of all the TV and all the other stuff that was going on. But I know we're like kind of jumping to the middle of it. I wanted to talk about Jay-Z's power move and how, you know, during that time, Fat Joe mentioned that, you know, in order for records to get broke and kind of venture out to other regions, it had to hit the Northeast. Yeah. And with Jay-Z signing Beans, you know what I mean? That gave him that power, kind of playing the chess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it gave him Philly. Yeah.
It gave him Philly, because once it hits Philly, then now you know you got a record. You know what I'm saying? And then now you can trickle down to go to the West Coast and then eventually hit the South. And with him having those guys, you know, you for sure had that airplay, because Beans, the Germantowns and et cetera, the different areas outside that area, which, you know, Hove strategically knew, but also not that it was kind of like, you know, using him as a pawn, but these dudes actually could rap. He not only did get Beans, but he got the best rappers out of the state. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy for Beans to tell how he got started, was that he battled my man Bonic. That's my man. So, and the next time I talk to Bonic, I'm going to have to bring this up, because I never knew he battled Beans, but I also knew that Philly's Most Wanted and Major Figures were the ones to kind of, shouts to Mob Figures though. But Major Figures was the ones to kind of stamp Philly in that, outside of Will Smith, you know what I'm saying? But give that gritty sound where you're kind of like, he said, what?
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah, so, and the crazy thing about it, he called them the cross the border niggas, which is hilarious, because that probably is still going to be their name for the rest of the, you know, however they go. I always think Please Don't Mind. But he said, him and his man, that he, you know, he questioned himself, because he actually, just like everybody else, when you're very good at something else, but you still want to remain cool, you hide your ability from your friends. Like Amin, I'm sure when you were getting into the media, you weren't like, yeah, nigga, I'm going to be working for a team, or I'm going to be on TV. It's not like something that
I still don't tell people.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's kind of looking at it like, I don't know if I'm actually good at this. Your friends actually give you the stamp of approval finally. And like he said, he used to hide it. He was a street dude, and he would rap on the side, and he battled this one cat, and they actually, you know, the dude, how they even had this like whole little partnership, because the dude had a killer fighting dog that was actually dope, but they battled each other. They decided that they both were nice and got, you know, set up a meeting to battle Philly's Most Wanted. And these dudes didn't have the money. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't actually have the paper, which is kind of how the rap game goes. You sign these contracts, but you haven't got any, you know, Skrilla yet. And that their managers were in Miami, and that, you know, they would still battle. So they ended up battling, and they exchanged info. And, you know, Bonnet came looking for him. He kept his word and said, you know, like, yo, you gonna go up north with me to meet Hove? and he really wasn't interested in it because obviously going to rap for a nigga, that's not guaranteed when you know you got the for show money with the dog.
You remember the line? He had a line in
5,000 on the
his
line.
first single. Was like, I feel like I never dreamed about this rap shit. I feel sorry to those that did. I'll never forget that because I was like, by the way, that's how I felt about fucking working in TV. Like, I never dreamt about this shit.
Yeah, it's just something that just kind of fell into your lap, and now look at you. So in this particular situation, he tried to duck Bonnick. Couldn't duck Bonnick because obviously he was supposed to go put this money on this dog that was just a killer. He said, what he said, bite him and then the blood comes out blue. And that's enough description for me to know that dog just really would bite a crime out your ass. He ends up going up north and, he raps for Jay-Z, but not only does he rap for Jay-Z, there's other New York artists in the room. And obviously this is allegedly like one of the classic nights of you had to be there or a fly on the wall. And Beans is just tearing their ass up one by one to a point where Hove just answers, gives him a deal. And he comes back to Philly on Rockefeller. And that was after 2 weeks of rapping.
By the way, that's like, that's the part about Khaled's part that I did like. Because he says, I heard is like, him, and then somebody walk in the room and they're like, do him. And he would rhyme about the person that just walked in the room and like just kept going and wouldn't run out. I
feel like that was kind of old school.
That's why you need Khaled though, bro. Like that was the importance of having Khaled.
Well, yeah, he stamps it.
I know it became obnoxious or whatever to people. Like it's like, what's Bull doing here? It makes it go left, but like Beans does not get his flowers whatsoever. It takes people to come in and
I'm gonna say this.
I don't think he's underappreciated.
I think everyone respects him. I think he's respected. I've never heard anyone say Beanie can't rap. Now, if you're saying does he get people like, oh, he's one of the best of all, like, yeah, he doesn't get people singing his praises.
If you're comparing him to an NBA player, who would he be? Think about this. So think about this. He had a crazy hot 3 in the game. Right. A crazy
Brandon
hot
Roy?
3 years. I like that.
I didn't realize how quick it was
that.
either.
I like
it was like
that.
It's 2 year
so
window.
So it was a 2 year window, but you also have to add the gaps in where he had to, go to jail, and that kind of is taken away a little bit. So it's kind of 3, but I like Brandon Roy because he got jiggy and he got hurt. And in this situation, I don't think Sigel got hurt, but you might as well compare going to jail getting hurt, but then also making the biggest decision of his career and going with Dame instead of Hove. So that's basically an injury. That's an injury right there because he didn't know the business.
You know what's funny? Like at the time,
it sounded like the right move
because Jay-Z had 0 track record of developing artists or making anybody pop other than himself.
But also, people love to get foggy memory about Jay-Z's stinky run at Def Jam.
Terrible, man.
Oh, he was so bad, bro.
It was bottom
like
5.
At this point, I understand people kiss ass to go to the Rock Brunch, but he ruined a lot of careers. He made some careers, but he also killed some careers during that time. And like, if you were like, I remember people choosing Tierra Marie over Rihanna. Like, it was some hot looks, bro. Like some hot choices that that was being made. And although I like Make a Girl Feel, that beat was kind of crazy, but. You gotta play the right cards. And obviously when he took off the cape and became Superman again and started rapping, I know how you feel about this, Amin, because after American Gangster it gets kind of foggy. And I do still love Hov from time to time. I can peel some B-sides from it. But completeness after American Gangster, it got real ugly. So getting this back on Sigel,
y'all didn't like 444?
It was cool, but it's also one of those instruction manuals for niggas that still think Hov they dad.
Yo, how did I know that's how you was gonna play?
I'm just saying, like, listen, he's still one of my favorite rappers, right? But at the end of the day, it's like if you go back a decade, you're like, damn, Nas was right all along. The same shit that Nas got teased on, Hov is doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I mean, like I said, it ain't no knock on none of that shit because, like I said, it's helpful for people that really need that guidance that still are Hov apologists. I mean, I've never grew up. I mean, for you, I mean, and I would want you to speak on this. For you to be the native New Yorker on this thing, there are people to this day. Anything Jay-Z puts out is going to be copped. Do say
Right.
You know, the flying planes hats. Nigga could drop a velour suit today. Niggas is wearing Puma right now off the strength of Hove. Now on the basketball court,
Cole. Hey,
wow,
the Dreamers dropped again.
So listen, here's the thing: the Dreamers for sure. Cole got the basketball shit on lock right now for sure. Shout outs to that. But I'm just saying overall with him saying Puma, it's niggas that ain't never put on Puma all their life is giving that shot because of Jay-Z. Yeah. Because Jay-Z is really, I always joked around. I had no father figure like that, but Hove lines raised me a lot because it made, like, not only did Hove go through that just so you didn't have to go through that, but the whole shit of just like, you know, about being dissed and not, and you know what I mean? And not acknowledging it. Or I'm like a dog. You know what I mean? Like I listen, but I ain't gonna speak. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a bunch of shit that aligns that are still impactful that niggas live by, and that Hove is a nigga's dad. So for Hove to actually drop a 444 and tell niggas go cop some property, or you know, be kind to women and shit, like it's just a whole 180 shit. You know what I'm saying? Versus the shit a nigga kicking out somebody chick for saying take the do-rag off, or I can't even look at 4.0 ranges no more the same because of this nigga.
That's what Wells tweeted the other day. He
gotta get your change.
He saw 4.0. Oh, good times, man. Yo, look, my thing with the newer Jay-Z shit, Jerv, is just I can't. You know, it's kind of like watching Michael Jordan play for the Wizards. He'll do some shit, and you're like, oh, that was dope. And then you'll accidentally run into like Jordan first three-peat highlights. You're like, this isn't even close to the same. It's so, dude. You know the line in Lyrical Exercise where he says, "Jigga Man is Diesel when I lift the 8 up." I just thought it was the 8, like the gun, and also like, you know, Diesel, like he's lifting or whatever. I never put 2 and 2 together until someone posted on Twitter the other day the picture of Shaq holding Kobe.
Really? Are you serious?
I never put that shit together.
Oh, wow. I never knew that. I found out yesterday also.
Are you
blew my? I was like,
I thought it was the craziest thing ever.
That's kind of mind blowing to me that y'all. That's out of all the verses.
That's the one that flew.
The one that's crazy is the revolver in the sun. I was like, huh?
Yeah, no kids, but trust me, I know how to raise a gun.
That was fire. That was fire to me.
No, listen to those lyrics. Like I can't listen to 444, man, with his offbeat flow and trying to be. And also the other part of it is, and I wish Waz was here for this one. I can't listen to Woke Hove because I know, right? No. Y'all might fall for that shit.
My first album in New York when I get to New York is Volume 3. I'm gonna put my do-rag on and I'm gonna put my cape out and I'm gonna have my thick ass white tee.
Are you gonna roll the windows down?
No.
You gotta roll the windows down. I don't care.
I'm gonna just be in the crib slapping. I'm gonna be out here just really the Hove is the god. I should be rapping with a turban. Like nigga, that's the feel I need.
Nah, I mean,
I don't need this. My hair grown. You know, I don't want to see Hove on the beach doing yoga, bro. I don't need that Hove. Almond milk Hove. I'm cool.
Like, I actually agree with you on that. I agree. I can understand exactly
like Jerv.
What you
we
mean.
Don't live that type of lifestyle that he's living right now. The 444.
No.
I can't go buy a crib in Dobo.
I mean,
it's just not happening.
Look, he rapped about things back in the day. It was a lifestyle that I couldn't relate to or never could live. But he rapped about it well. That's the difference. He don't rap well.
When it comes to flashy and chicks and getting some bars off, you could. I feel like if you go back, but it's not Hove-ish. That's the same way. That's why I laugh.
He shows glimpses.
That's why I laugh at people tweeting, like post copying Drake's lyrics, and it's like that's a whole nother lifestyle, bro.
Right.
You're not even dealing with that type of tier of women for you to even be getting that off of. Like it's kind of like those bad polygamy relationships.
Oh man.
Like niggas is acting like they just
like he's in a throuple, a dude in a throuple, but like both the girls are terrible.
the laugh off, man. I think we've spent enough on this, Scott Bush, because we can talk about Jay-Z all day, man.
Was there anything else, Jerv, that you took away from this? Because I know this interview meant a lot to you. Was it something that you took away, either something you learned or something that was emphasized that you was really feeling?
I mean, the one thing that kind of caught me off guard was I had no idea that. I mean, I feel like he exaggerated a little bit, but saying that he only had like a 2-year run.
Yeah, he definitely exaggerated.
That kind of shocked me.
Definitely exaggerated.
Yeah.
Because
okay,
change the game.
It was a lot of
Change
stuff
the game
came
out what 1998, 1999.
2000.
2000.
Yes.
2000.
He went to jail in 2005. Like,
Yeah.
bro, you had a lot of shit out there.
Yeah.
And no,
All right.
and actually, the first song I ever heard Beanie Sigel on was the one with the Roots and Erykah Badu, right?
See, I didn't want to go there because I was like, a lot of this stuff actually didn't add up to me because I thought his first joint was
right.
I thought he did some shit with the Roots.
So, I mean, listen, niggas like to make themselves look good, but also,
you gotta gas it up a little bit.
I felt like Fat Joe pandered a little bit and danced around shit that wasn't so touchy. You know what I'm saying? Because,
right.
I mean, what I would ask him if I'm allowed to, if his publicist said, you know what, you can ask him anything. I'm gonna ask him why you made the decision to choose Dame over Hove.
Ooh.
Why? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, he said that though. He said it was because Dame came and saw him when he was like Dame showed. I believe Dame showed more love.
I mean,
yeah,
he
did. He did show more love, but
yeah.
realistically, obviously, he said he didn't know the business. But like, even though when you think about Pound Cake on with Drake, and he says, you know,
right.
Beans would tell you like he made millions if he wasn't in his feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, those decisions that he made was more emotional. Why were you emotional during those situations? Why do you feel? Were you mad because your album was pre-released? Do you feel like they didn't handle? I also thought, you know what I mean, before we move on, how they came about Paper Soldiers and
we're talking about State Property.
State Property. How it was actually based on true stories, and they flipped it and added their own side on it because obviously statutes of limitations, things are still going on. But another guy helped write it, and that it was supposed to only be promo,
right,
for the clothing line and the group, and it turned out into a classic, a hood classic movie. I thought it was funny also that Fat Joe felt the way about PD Crack. I mean, Jay-Z still doesn't fuck with PD Crack either, but it is what it is. But it was just hilarious. Shouts to PD. Is he PD now?
Yeah, remember he changed his name because he didn't want to be associated with crack. Oh, niggas.
Hey, man, PD was nice.
He was nice, man.
Shouts to the growth. Shouts to the growth of changing names.
Yeah. Remember what? I'm not going to bring him up.
Evolution.
Never mind. Moving on. Okay, so we get the news that Floyd Mayweather is going to fight in an exhibition fight against Logan Paul. And every black person was like, freedom, you must avenge the death of Nate Robinson. And none of us, myself included, realize that it's the wrong Paul brother. It's the other brother that he's going to fight. Logan is the one he's fighting. Jake Paul was the one that fought Nate Robinson. The question to the panel, do you think Floyd Mayweather knows that?
I don't think that he knows that. I think that he's seen, I think at this point, you know what I mean? Not even like to tease you on some like, yo, you just dumb shit. It's more so he sees an easy grab, and that's like that dude's addiction. Anything that's easy money, regardless of how we feel and how the look of the sport, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody wants like, oh, well, you should might as well just jump back in and fight Errol. Like, fam, Errol beat his ass at this point, bro, at 43. So you really just want to look at it in a scenario of like, cool, this is just free money. You know what I'm saying? And a chance to just kind of get out there. It's just like going to hoop in a rec league and you're like, all right, bro, yeah, we know you still got it. You can beat up on the, you know what I'm saying, the average Joe. So in this situation, it's kind of like, cool, but I really didn't want to see this. And I made a joke like, what if this dude caught him? Just some funny shit where he just like got caught slipping.
That's the allure.
Get popped.
That would be the worst thing ever.
Listen, first of all, white people gonna go crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Also, it's gonna be so disrespectful because it's during Black History Month. I probably won't come outside for a year.
Yo, I'm just thinking about because have y'all seen like the Jake Paul videos he's been making since?
No,
Like
I don't even want to give him no free promo.
So this dude, he got a picture. He got one where it's a picture of him wearing the Nate Robinson jersey.
I saw that.
Just crouching. But then he got a video with him and the baby. And they walk in a room and they look and everybody in the room laid out like Nate Robinson.
Yeah. Okay, I seen that one. Yeah.
And the baby like, oh, that's like
that's disgusting.
I mean, like, I gotta hand it to him. Like, that's how you troll, bro. That is A1 troll material. And if I knock somebody out like that, yo, I'll probably do the same shit. But damn, man. Damn, Nate. It's a week later and that shit still hurt.
Oh, man.
Let me ask y'all.
Jokes don't
let me
stop.
ask y'all a question. Let me ask you a question because I'm confused with this whole with the whole fight, right? Why is it like I can understand if it's like, oh, you know, it's corny that he's fighting, but why are people mad that he's fighting dude for, like, you know what I mean? Like there's a, is it just that everyone hates him?
Yeah, it's the hate, but then it's also I hate to say the crab in the barrel narrative of like people just aren't always in people's pockets. Either, oh, he's broke, or it's the scenario of
he just likes getting money. Like it's a free bag.
And but nobody can see beyond that because obviously it's just a lame conversation at this point. It's like, yo, you're supposed to be the GOAT and you're taking this bullshit as quote unquote exhibition fight for money. Why? You're already rich. And then it's another thing, it's just kind of like people just don't like that dude.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is people don't like him.
Yeah, it just got to the point where they just don't like him, Jerv.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong.
Some people hate.
No,
I don't like him I don't like him outside the ring. Let me be clear.
Shit, like,
inside the ring, that's my guy. Outside the ring, I'm kind of cool.
He's done some shit that makes it where, you know, it's easy for people to not like him. And then obviously it never helps when you cross 50 Cent because 50 going like 50, yo, I be feeling sorry. Actually, 50 makes me feel sorry for Floyd sometimes, man. Because the jokes are just so cruel, man. but yeah, man. Like, and part of it is just the success, right? And not just the success, Trey. But you know, Floyd is I think, the biggest difference between like personality and style of anybody, other than maybe Draymond Green. No, more than Draymond Green. But it's the same thing. It's like you hear Floyd and Draymond talk, and they sound like. I'm out. They sound like they fight like Roy Jones, right? Like lead my in and like and ducking and dodging and talking shit and all that stuff. Or like they sound like they play like, you know, Nick Young or something, like jacking from 35 feet, not even looking at it or whatever. But when they actually get into their field of play in the ring or on the court, they're real conservative and real smart, and it's all super technical, right? And I think that's part of why people don't like Floyd, because beyond the people don't like him for his off the court stuff, beyond the people don't like him because he made a lot of money, it's the dude talks shit like he's gonna put on a show, but he backs it up, but it's not a show. It's actually quite boring.
So the thing is, and what I've always compared him to,
it's the sweet science.
He's such a perfectionist to the craft, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and when you look at older Kobe, right? When you think about Kobe 24 in those last years and everybody enamored about his footwork. It's watching Floyd dance around and the boxing enthusiasts will sit there and tell you, look, nigga, he ain't touching. You see that? Right there, that's defense. That's what gets you paid. And you just came to watch as a casual fan.
And not only that, but also he gets all them little hits that doesn't appeal to a casual fan because, what's up? But they all count. The judges are all going, got him again.
Yep. So when you look at the card, you're like, really? It's that difference? It'd be like 83%, 20%. Because guys have been thrown 300 punches, only landed 15 versus his duck, back up, jab, duck. All those misses, oh, he looks like a genius. And those fights, he'll last, you know what I mean? Because he has discipline. I will give him that, bro. Like, bro don't drink. Bro don't do none of that shit. He lock in. He don't play around. He just
beat women. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, my God. All right, man. Hey, we said enough about this.
I'm about to kick my ass. You know, every time they in LA, they right there,
Hey,
LA
man.
Live, the money team. They about to kick my
when
ass.
you see the TMT, it's just like a tap out shirt, bro. Just turn your head and keep moving.
They got that van parked across the street at all times. I'm like, are they about to start hopping out?
Oh, at that hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They be there all the time, be rolling deep too. I need to watch out, man. That was just a joke.
They gonna Jazzy Jeff you one time on Figueroa.
Yeah. Right in the middle, right onto Olympic.
Right off Kobe Bryant Boulevard, big dog.
Oh man. Purple Haze.
Yes.
Turns 16. I thought it turned 15. I messed up my dates. It came out in 2004, huh?
Yes.
Let's start the way we always start. Favorite track off of Purple Haze. I know mine. What y'all got?
So I'm gonna go really B-side, but it's a toss up. It's Hey Lady and then Bubble Music. Because I don't want to be cliche. Down and Out is obviously everybody's like that's
my favorite Cameron song of all time.
Yeah, that's like the most popular, but like if I put this album on, I always play Bubble Music.
Okay, Jerv, what you got?
So mine's is probably super duper commercial, but I don't care. It rolled. It sounded great in my speakers in college. It just Killer King. That song. The one. What's the one?
Yeah, my fault.
Yeah.
I got confused.
Yeah.
Get 'em Girls is the one with the killer, right?
Yes.
I keep disputing. Hey, my favorite line of that song. You get shot at, homie. I do the shooting. I'm moving the units.
Listen, I think that's when he gave us his first new style. You know what I'm saying? Because SDE and Confessions of Fire, he ain't rap like that.
Yeah.
When he got the diplomatic immunity in 03, that was the preview. But then when you got Purple Haze, you like, nigga. Because he gave us the range to look like Laffy Taffy, first of all.
Right.
That was probably, nigga, that had me wearing pink. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm like, nigga, this nigga.
Jerv, did you do the pink?
So I have a beef with this because we were doing Pink way before Cam even talked about it. Like Pink was something.
Are you gonna do the Kanye right now?
And then all of a sudden,
well, Cam got the shit to pop.
And then come on, bro. Like, yeah, I'm saying, like, and then Cam talks about it, and then everybody from New York, everybody from Harlem that was at my school, everybody had Pink on something. And it just came watered down, man. They watered it down. Like, that's typical New York fashion. They get a hold of something. And then
come on, hey, Jerv, don't do that, man. We got a couple of days left in December, bro. We still showing Philly love. Don't start the beef. Don't start the beef, bro.
Hey, man, listen. I hear you. But while I can get it off and just get it off, I'm gonna get it off real quick.
Hey, oh man, so I mean, you like Down and Out. What was
Get 'em Girls, and then
Get 'em Girls is crazy, dog. And they actually that was during the Napster time, so they had an advanced edition. So some of the songs you had a version which I still have, where he had the song with Jaheim, and they shot a video for it, and you know it just got crazy. But man, he had a great run, man. Purple Haze, Killer Season, you know. When you think about it,
now his run was wild. He also was another one that kind of got like I guess you could say injury. Cam? I felt like Cam was rolling, then all of a sudden out of nowhere it just kind of fell off.
Listen, again, once you cross the boy, not the boy, sorry. Once you cross the God,
that was a wild.
Once you cross the God MC, it ain't good, man. You might jab him, because I felt like Cam was jabbing him, bro. The whole
Cam got a couple off.
My man said he wear chancletas. You know what I'm saying? And that was fun, man. It was a fun time, bro. But at the end of the day, I hate when they come back kissing whole feet, bro. I hate it. Like when Jim Jones, the whole cot shit, and then just at the Rock Nation brunch and seeing it just was like, oh. They always come back.
You'll never see Cam
it's
doing
hard.
that. Dog.
You know what they
You'll
say?
never see Cam doing that.
You know the saying, you can't fight City Hall. That's basically what they mean. Like when they talk about Hov, man.
Yeah, I mean that's
City
what
Hall,
it comes.
bro.
That's what it comes to, man. Every rapper that done tried it, bro. They always just come back bowing out because he owned everything, bro. He owned everything you possibly could enjoy. It's just like, come on back. And Drake is probably Drake can't even get that nigga attention, bro. He the only nigga that I just feel like you just can't do it, bro. Nas the only nigga to go rounds with him, bro, and just really, hey, back
lyrically,
up, bro. That ether takeover shit was fun. I mean, obviously,
I think more people could do it. It's just like the problem with Hov.
He doesn't address people.
What's up?
He doesn't address people.
Well, no. Well, I mean,
like he makes you look stupid for like trying to come at him because he won't even acknowledge you. He'll acknowledge. I'm
about $1. What the fuck is 50 Cent? Like that's the most he'll do.
Dig a hole.
Get out of here, little
Listen,
guy.
he buried game and dig a hole.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like I guess my thing is this: it's like even without that, it's like you run the risk of this dude sitting on your career, not shitting on your career, sitting on your career. Like, and that's the risk I think a lot of people ain't willing to take, right? Like Nas took it because Nas was at a level that was just too big, can't do nothing about it. Didn't Drake throw some subliminals at one point?
Absolutely.
And that was,
yeah, they had that.
He just got to the point where he just was like, you know what? I just ain't gonna do it no more because it got to a point where like when you get Hov into that type of play. He could do it still, and that's why he like you said, he the MJ 3-peat where it's that highlight where you like, oh nigga, hold on, and then he get back to making that bullshit. So
he got him back because he was supposed to be on the track, remember? And he gave him like literally like 2 bars on the track. I cannot be gotten. That's a given. They still trying to get me. They don't get it. I cannot be gotten. That's a given, and that was it. He gave him 2 bars. Oh my God. Yeah, he's pretty good, man. Fuck. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Hey, listen. For somebody to be able to just jump back in when they won't and tap the chin of any hot nigga. And I used to love his strategy. Again, I hate that it's even getting back to Jay-Z. This shit has been about Jay-Z all day. But the thing it's just like,
man?
I said, God damn, bro. You know, I mean, I guess because I mean, Jerv, this is your chance to tell a nigga happy birthday. Fuck it. Yeah, he turned 51.
10 days too late.
we 10 days too late, but
it's
fuck
too late.
it.
It's too late now.
God damn.
Bro, it's not even me.
Power's back.
Speaking of power, there we go.
Yeah. Power's back. Method Man walks into the room. He dressed like young Meth, and my man Sack says, "What are you wearing?" This was a good episode, man.
I really like Davis nigga ratio. I
liked it.
He was dropping a lot of nigga. It was great. It was great because I needed it. I said, yes, nigga, the real Meth is here. Here we go.
Yeah.
Because
I don't trust her. Trust me, nigga.
Yeah, trust me, nigga. Right. So I mean, I have some questions, and
Go ahead.
You guys can kind of elaborate. I just made some notes.
Yeah.
We start off with Tariq being early to class. Finally, the nigga look. They took a gap in the season to make this nigga be on time. Finally, so he ain't got shit on his schedule, right? But we find out that they have an interesting debate in his class with the horny ass teacher, and she asked a good question like, do people are good or evil? You know what I mean? Or they're good or bad or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we finally have the crossroads where Tariq is either reflecting on what he's done and questioning himself. What were you guys' thoughts on that?
Ooh, on the question in general or just on Tariq?
Nah, just Tariq. Just what he gave out in this episode.
I mean, I think about the things that stuck out to me about that scene was, one, why was she giving him shit when he was early? Like, because he was asking somebody, and he was actually talking about course material. He was talking about, hey, y'all saw that shit on TV last night. I just felt like that was a dick move on her part. But as far as like the definition of good and evil or whatever, I didn't like. kind of thought it was corny that Tariq looked like he was having a crisis at that moment of like, am I good or am I evil? Like, nigga, no. People don't think in those terms. I actually, when the teacher said, think about yourself, would you characterize yourself as good or bad? It got me thinking, everyone thinks they're good. Everybody's the hero of the movie that is the story of their life. There ain't nobody sitting here saying, I'm bad.
Until you have you go down that wormhole of thoughts of the bad shit that you did. And I think during that particular time is when he reflected on possibly, killing Ghost and the path that he's taken, his sister dying, the choices that he's made to get to where he is now.
Yeah.
He's
oh no, he's the worst nigga ever, bro. He's easily the worst nigga.
He's the second worst. Ghost was the worst. That nigga was terrible. But
like father, like son.
Ghost never thought he was bad. Ghost's whole thing was like, I'm just trying to do the right thing, like, and y'all ain't letting me.
So that's why he's Ghost Jr., because he's leading onto that whole path of like, look, if I do all these things, my mom gets free, everything goes back. So I get the, the kind of situation of like, okay, this nigga's really becoming AKA Ghost Jr. Were we thrown off by Davis and Saxe teaming up?
Yeah, I still don't know why.
Because
they made it seem like that was something that we should have already known too, the way they like presented it.
So it was really weird to me.
It's two things. One is, I guess it's because Davis only cares about winning his case. Like Tariq is paying him, but Tariq ain't his client, so he don't give a fuck what happened to Tariq. That's how I kind of eventually thought about it. But the other thing I was thinking about was, is Davis fucking over Saxe in the middle, or was that all part of the plan?
That's why it got weird, because I felt like they left that gap to make us think a little bit more. And I don't, like I said, I don't like to shit on Courtney Kemp and give her too much credit and say that maybe she did think that way, because I always watch the end shit where she tries to explain shit and makes it seem like she's smarter than what she is sometimes. Yeah. But in this situation, I don't know how to feel about it, because yes, it was a bit tricky and confusing because he got 2-bit in. Yeah. And once he got 2-bit in, Saxe is looking like, what the fuck? But like, I'm sure 2 episodes down the line, it's all going to make sense of like, they meant to do this.
Hey, bro, I won't lie, man. As soon as I saw 2-bit gonna be a major character, I was like, clapping them cheeks, attaboy. Good job. Well, that's some job security.
Let me ask you this.
Right there.
He's got to die though, right?
No.
Like, I mean, I know they won't show us him die, but he had whatever sentence he had.
He's back on the streets because he sold out like that. I mean, that was his concern, because he told Davis, "I ain't no snitch," and Davis told him, "Nobody asking you to snitch, nigga. You're basically selling out Saxe. That's all this is about." So that's why 2-bit's like,
yeah, like, all right, I'll take that deal. Because he gave me Rico from Paid in Full vibes. But then also what really was kind of crazy was what Courtney Kemp said. If the character has never been shot, they can always return.
If they ain't died, they can always come back.
Mm-hmm. So in that situation, 2-bit has never been in no real physical harm like that. So it was kind of evident that he would make a surprise. You know what I'm saying? And in this situation,
else is not dead?
Tate.
Yeah.
Tommy. So all these characters all can come back. I think in the situation too with 2-bit, she said that 2-bit's character is pretty much a potential look at Tariq's future. Which is interesting because, I mean, like, again, this is kind of being fake smart in the situation of like, okay, are you really trying to sell this on us that this nigga is going to be Tariq? Or are you just saying that you just didn't want to kill his character off because he still had some value in this show?
He still had some value to her, I'm sure. No, the thing I wonder about, I'm out of control today. I'm sorry, guys. The thing I wonder about with 2-bit is, this whole time I watched 2-bit, and that nigga never struck me as anything more than a foot soldier, right? Like, nigga, you not
always been a foot soldier, and they gave him 15 years of job experience. I was like, nigga, he been around 15. How old is he
15
in this,
years
in
and
the
still
show?
doing some street soldier shit, man.
He
seen
never
nobody,
moved up.
Never seen nobody answer to him. Never seen him direct anybody. Never seen him do so. Yeah,
He was like the
man.
shooter though. Like that was kind of like his lane, but like
you gotta move up the ranks.
I mean,
bro. If somebody
from what
died,
I seen,
Jerv,
nah, brother. But like from what I see in all the movies and all that type stuff, if the shooter is a shooter, they're the shooter.
so he just
Like
gonna
don't
be
matter
the
who
goon
else,
for
they
the rest
always
of the
going to
whole
remain the
story.
shooter.
But he's been a.
He doesn't have that other. He doesn't possess
he's
that other
never been-
skill.
A, he's never been a goon, anything other than a goon. B, to Jerv's point, every time there was a problem, this nigga had the most ignorant fucking solution. Because remember, Spanky was like the smart one, even though Spanky was fucking dumb too, but the smarter of the two. And 2-Bit was like the
He just had
shoot
glasses.
first, ask questions later, which, like, I guess Tommy is kind of like that.
Very reckless approach.
But even Tommy, we've seen him command people, organize shit, do some leadership type shit. I don't know whether 2-Bit is capable or not. All I'm saying is, at no point in this show has he ever been anything other than the stick-up kid or whatever. And now he's out of jail, and Courtney Kemp want to tell me this is who Tariq could become. How? That nigga's never gonna be a. That's a demotion. Tariq right now is at a level that 2-Bit has never seen.
Never seen. Like he has a chance to. First of all, he's too witty
and never
he's too
will.
smart. He knows how to work the system. He knows how to work people. He is Ghost, nigga. That's it. Nobody, no other comparison, bro. He is up there.
2-Bit might end up working.
He gonna let this nigga in and say, "Look, I need a muscle." That's it.
He's
To
a
get
muscle.
your hand, to get Kane off me. Now let's talk about this nigga.
Yeah, speaking of muscle,
Listen,
this nigga came out of control.
that nigga out of control, bro. He's
He's a
one of the
wild bull,
motherfucking.
man.
Can you get your pits? He's the pit bull, nigga. That's been trained in the hood and is wilding. First of all, he shows up on the campus. What type of campus security did these niggas got, bro? For niggas just to be pulling
None.
up like that.
None.
I did think
But
about that shit.
to be honest, Georgia Tech on campus, Arizona State on campus, ain't no campus security either. Many
You're
of these
right.
dorms,
Cause
all you need is
I was hooping all on that campus with
Yep.
no ID. Just
yep. all you need,
That's wild,
like to get
we
in the
had all
dorm
types of
is just to
security.
go in after somebody before that door lock. There ain't no security, ain't no desk, none of that shit. So like, it's not that far fetched.
We had security to get on.
So-
Nah,
campus.
like ASU and Georgia Tech. These are obviously because those are the schools I went to. Like, there's no gate, bro. It's like you in a city, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, I guess I'm on campus now. Like there's no,
Got you.
and it's so big that it's like they can't even do that. It's not like I'm sure Hampton or like Morehouse or even like at, AUC, like Morehouse and Spelman had walls and a security person outside, and you have to check in and all this shit to enter the campus. But like Clark, you walk up anywhere. I remember we visit our friends in the dorm, and we would never have to mess around with anybody. So that part I'm willing to let go. I'm just saying, like, where is Stetson? Because that shit, them niggas be popping up there like 5 minutes later. They be like,
man,
go check this shit out.
it's allegedly probably one of those universities.
Columbia?
Yeah,
It's supposed to be like
it's
Columbia?
probably something like that.
NYU.
But like Braden is, I don't know what's up with Braden, bro. He's supposed to be just all of a sudden this tough guy. His brother is fucking him up, and Kane catches him, and his brother is probably the most unlikable character on there. But I like that he gets fucked up in this episode.
Oh yeah.
Because he just reminds me of just the privileged white dude that just treats every other race or anybody else.
He told him go away with your ghetto shit.
He deserved
man.
that ass
I'm like,
whooping.
hell
Oh,
yeah, put a gun in his
So I
hand.
was happy. I was riding with Kane on some of those situations. Like, damn right. So, pretty smart of Braden to knock over the chessboard to let Tariq know that he was in trouble. He left his phone, which was kind of crazy. But he had these niggas in Queens selling the loud pack, nigga, on corners. And it was the tale of two brothers. You got one brother that's scared straight, and you got another brother, which it probably would never work out that way. They would have beat his ass and took his stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And,
exactly. That's exactly
and-
what I was thinking.
The whole time I'm sitting there saying, when are they going to rob
And then it
him?
got to a point of nobody's just gonna sit there and hit a white dude's joint because it might be laced. Nobody's just gonna be just walking up and just say, "Hey, yeah, oh, you got blood on you?" Bet. When they kept panning to each guy and they was looking at each other, I thought they were gonna beat his ass and take his stuff.
I
But-
thought so too. Especially when he
gave
showed
him-
what he got. Like, he just told you he has no phone. and he's got no money, but he's got all the shit on him, and he's offering. They absolutely would have beat his ass and take the shit. There's
how they did the other brother.
Yeah, even if they were friendly niggas in general, right? Like they would have done it to him because he's white, right? The only other option is he's a cop. I don't care if he pulled out a joint. He's a cop.
They're just gonna tell him keep banging, go up the street.
Yeah.
So he gets there. He's all of a sudden feeling this adrenaline rush because he's actually selling and sold out and made a shit ton of money. And he looks at it, ideally as some quote unquote fun. That's like somebody going to Compton and taking a picture in front of the Welcome to Compton sign, but not actually experiencing Compton. So you go into that situation, which his brother got a different experience where, the Latin gang comes and approaches him, beats him up. His brother watches. He finally lets him help his brother.
A couple of Puerto Rican niggas, that's all.
Puerto Rican niggas, right? So in this situation, they end up getting exposed to that. And, Kane's getting ready to take him back to the school. And the cop shows up, who is a family friend, but also the dirty family friend because he's been fucking Monet.
Smashing the moms.
Right? So, again, he's trying to make the calls. He's also coming in, and which I also thought was kind of weird. I played this in my head, and maybe y'all can look at it as him actually being their real dad.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, I'm just saying because I don't know how long Monet and him been fucking. You know what I'm saying? Since Lorenzo's been gone.
That would be a very power plot twist.
I mean, it's just a power call, right? so Kane has to make this decision. Obviously, he's annoyed, but he lets him go. The cop is in on it. He lets him let the kids know, which Braden's brother's still annoying, talking about calling mom and dad and flexing the muscle of being white privileged. Braden keeps it real and says, let it go. Braden's girlfriend is annoying. Straight up.
Oh yeah, the mole.
Well,
she's Sax's niece. She's out here.
She's the fuzz. You know what I mean?
I like irony wise that the sister tells Tariq to keep his phone close, but the nigga never has his phone close, and she's always able to like snoop through his shit or take a picture of the evidence.
Also,
why doesn't he have his phone locked?
Exactly. The phone lock or when you get alerts, it just should say new message on Instagram or new text message. It should not say who or none of that shit unless you unlocked it. Let me tell that to everybody, no matter whether you're dealing drugs or not. If your phone, when locked, pops up with the actual content of the message, you have the wrong settings. You need to put it on the thing where it just says an iMessage has arrived, and I got to unlock it to figure out who this is. That's just word for the wise out there. Trey, is that what you're doing right now? Changing your settings?
Nah, so
Trey's like, oh, that's a good idea.
I've normally been good without even locking my phone, but since I've like gained contacts over the years, that I don't want anybody to ever call you or be playing on other people's phones like that. I had to lock my shit.
I don't trust anybody. That's my approach. Apparently, how did y'all feel about Kane's dad ordering the ass whooping?
Oh, that was the ultimate power move right
sense.
there. First of all, it shows his clout in the prison.
He got the guards to do that shit.
He got the guards to beat his ass.
Put his hands
And
on
the
woman,
fact that he
man.
separated, don't put your hands on my wife. Not like that's not his mom.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like a weird separation of the two. But I also feel like the dad is his stepdad. And that the other two kids, I feel like the other two kids is his dad, or is their dad, and he's the oldest one. You know what I'm saying? Because Monet always mentions Kane as a separate.
Yeah.
I always looked at you and your brother.
Yeah.
And you just gotta, you know what I mean? So I feel like Kane's from a previous, and that Lorenzo has been around since he's been little. You know what I mean? And that's his father figure.
Right. Maybe. Although he does look at his father with a lot more, or whatever, Lorenzo with a lot more respect. He is prone to argue with his mom. Drew I just like this is one of the shit that I wrote down. I was like, this nigga acted like the other dude on the basketball team was blowing him up with like, I need to see you right now, da da da. And so when he went to finally see him, this nigga playing video games. He's chilling, man. Like, yo, you rushed over here. Like,
he just wanted some ass, bro.
Bro, man. I mean, I just felt like they ought to have made the situation a little bit more critical. Because if someone blew me up that many times, and I know I'm risking major trouble, not only with my mom, but my boss, to leave and do this shit, you better be, like, if I come through and you, like, playing fucking Gran Turismo, I'll be like, yo, like, you know what I have to go through to come up here?
Shouts to Gran Turismo.
A little way later, he laying his head in his lap talking about, how do you drift? I'm like, what? How does this make sense? Let's see what else.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that was an interesting.
Yo.
By the way, Drew, the whole episode, like as soon as he showed up, I was like, oh, they're definitely taking steps to let us know he's very spicy now. Because before he was like, oh, he's just a regular nigga, like, oh, he's gay, didn't know that. Now it's like velvet leopard print, like fitted shirt. I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah, they just let him pick pick his wardrobe at this point. He ain't even trying to hide this shit no more. He like, fuck it, bro. I'm out here. I'm a gangster, bro, in this situation. And it's so funny because obviously it has some powerful messages in it. It's like, yo, don't hide yourself, be you, living your truth. And he like, the Spurs not gonna draft me. Like, nigga, you ain't even probably playing, bro. Talking about the Spurs.
You play for Stetson. Like, you've already established this is like an Ivy League type school. Ain't nobody.
Like, he ain't even been highlighted as a nigga that do post game shit. It's the white dude and Zeke.
And Zeke,
nigga, you're like, bro, you just out here capped up.
Yeah, super cap over here, man. The other thing that was Lauren when she was talking to Tariq in the room, and then her boyfriend show up. I mean, like, I get what they're going for, but they don't have to make the nigga that lame. He's so lame. Like, Lauren, what is this? You're taking pictures with alcohol. What is this gonna mean for your career later?
I like that though. That's the Braxton Hartnebrig. Cause I mean, you know, there's real niggas like that.
I know, but still, it was just too much. Although I did,
I hated that they made Tariq a real nigga. Like, he's a real nigga, and he always fumbled.
And compared to your man's, he is.
But that's what I'm saying. They gave him too much juice in that scene.
Yo,
like
my favorite shit was the nigga came out and he's like, Jamal, what are you doing here? That is a mad disrespectful. He still think he's like the fucking
calling a nigga Jamal is crazy.
Huh?
I said calling that nigga Jamal is just crazy racist. It's like double racist being black and calling a nigga Vaughn. Like, my name's Trevon, nigga. And you say, hey, you're Vaughn, right? I'll be like, nigga, smack you fucking silly, bro. But dude is crazy tall. That nigga got to be like 6'6", bro. Tariq out there looking little as hell. He got the Bow Wow syndrome going.
Yo, so let me ask you this, because, and I feel like I'm probably slow with this, and y'all probably already realized this, but it's official. What's his name? Braden or whatever his boy name. He's Tommy, I guess now, right? And then Tariq's got his Angela and Tasha's situation. Like, everybody realized that a while ago, or is that just kind of?
I won't act like I've known it the whole time, but yeah, like it's they're definitely doing that. They're definitely doing what feels like a basically a setup of a parallel, right?
And it's so funny because, like, do we see Tommy as like the scholar, the good kid, and then all of a sudden shit goes wrong because he's introduced to it by a black man? You know what I'm saying? Braden is all of a sudden, because I know Braden's not done with the streets. Tariq told him chill out.
Oh no, that means he gonna do it.
He gonna go do it because he like money. He too thirsty for money.
Thirsty for like his own money. Like, that's the shit that got him.
Yeah, he wants to be his own man.
He likes the fast life.
He looks at his brother, mommy and daddy. Let's call mommy and daddy. He's like, I don't want to be that.
What is the heel turn? Does he get Sax's niece to, because he's going to probably eventually pillow talk and give himself away?
Yeah.
Does she cover for him now?
Yeah. I don't think she's gonna sell him out. Quite the opposite. She gonna be lumped in, and Sax will find out, but he'll know, fuck, if I bring them in, she's gonna be implicated.
So that frees up Tariq.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's leave it there.
Yeah.
This has been a good episode. We'll continue to monitor Power and all the other things that are happening. Thank you for listening. Thank you to subscribing. Remember, like, rate, review, all the good shit. This has been Black Opinions Matter, motherfucker. For me, Amin Hassan, for Big Jerv, for Black Trey, and for Rob Lopez on the ones and twos. Peace out.